Hello, everyone, and welcome out to episode 296 of The Good, the Bad, and the Geeky. But before we get into that, let's talk about our sponsors. Now, I'm trying to cut down on the sponsors that we have for the show in the notes, because we have a lot of in our show notes, but I mean, in terms of our verbal show notes, our actual what's up. So we'll just get right to the good stuff. This episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Geeky is sponsored by Audible.com. Over now, this is up for contention. 180,000 to 200,000 titles to choose from. I go with 200,000, but officially, when you go to the site, usually it says like 180,000 titles, but I feel they have more. So, you should check it out. And it's for 30 days. It's pretty awesome. Download any audiobook free when you try Audible for those 30 days. You can find Stephen King's book, Finders Keepers. The Girl in the Train, which is my fiance is reading, and she says it is, or she said it was a phenomenal. And matter of fact, it's actually on my list, but I'm kind of going through and getting some older books. I have the Stephen Fry version of Harry Potter, which is a UK release, but I think it's Jim Lee, or the Jim something or other version is out now on Audible, and I'm getting those and hearing them out. And so far, Sorcerer's Stone is really, really good. But they have tons of bestsellers, new releases, sci-fi, romances, mysteries, classics, and more. Just go to audibletrial.com/goodbadgeeky. And after 30 days, it's $14.95 a month. And if you don't like your book, they'll exchange it for you. And you can cancel at any time. The audiobooks are yours to keep. Guys, Audible is a great service. I'm so happy that I tried it out the few times I did. And I'm now currently a member. So get your free audiobook now. audibletrial.com/goodbadgeeky. I won't lie, it also helps. If you do that, it helps us. So that's pretty darn gravy, if you ask me. And Audible is an Amazon company, and quality is Amazon, in my opinion. I love Amazon a lot. I'm a Prime member. All right. Also, this episode is recorded at Packrat Comics, so naturally our show is also sponsored by Packrat Comics. It's a fun, family-friendly comic shop located in the heart of Old Hilliard, Ohio. Has a wide selection, new and old comics, graphic novels, t-shirts, action figures, statues like Funko, and like the really super expensive ones. Also really nice toys by NECA. I mean, they have this awesome Bat Gremlin toy. If I had the money, I'm all over it. But it can be yours. I think it's like $60. So check it out. They also have tons of board games, card games, and more. So if you love years of experience, a love of comics, and they're also the winner of the 2015 Eisner Award for Best Shop, which, guys, that is a great award. You only win it one time in your lifetime. Go to packratcomics.com for more information. And also, if you go in, say hi to Jamie and Teresa and say that Nick from The Good, the Bad, and the Geeky sent you. All right. So, one last thing, I'll throw it out there. It's not in the show notes, but I want to verbally throw it out there, is GBG Presents was a project. Originally, I was trying to do this, and this is years ago, but and I would always ask people who were interested in podcasting, do you want to do a show? I'll host it for you. GBG Presents. And it's always been there. It's just been lurking. And then luckily, my writing exercise / turned live segment for GBG Live, the magically unauthenticated misadventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, became something I really enjoyed doing, and I wanted to get it out there. So we've been using the GBG Presents feed for Rocky and Bullwinkle. So go to gbgpresents.libsyn.com if you want to subscribe to it, or if you look at like GBG Rocky and Bullwinkle, when you do iTunes search, it'll pull up there. But it's a lot of fun. Our live audience really seems to enjoy the show, and we record it live at Packrat Comics every month. And I believe we will continue recording it. This first series or season of it will end in November, and then we kind of will sit back and reflect on what we want to do and how we'll do it. So, but until then, we have, starting in August, tons of ways that you can be a part of the show. You can go to a live show, which is at Packrat, or if you go to rockyandbullwinkle.tumblr.com, there is a Ask Mr. Know-It-All section, which, again, starting in August, we'll be able to incorporate your questions in if you get them in now. So, yeah, please do. It's rockyandbullwinkle.tumblr.com. There's an Ask feature, and I might tried to add that function on the gbgpodcast.com, which is also another location you can listen to episodes, subscribe, and more. That's the magically unauthenticated misadventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Okay, so this episode 296, features something I have a lot of fun with, and that is the Judge Jimmy. Judge Jimmy is something where Jimmy acts as judge. Nathan and I have to argue points, and if Nathan or I are not there, someone else fills in for them. It is such a blast. It is so much fun. I thank you guys so much for listening, and I've gotten a lot of verbal heads up from people I've known, from people that I've met, one or two people that I've known that really enjoyed the past few episodes, not just of the podcast, but of our live show as well. And our audience makes it, I tell you guys. We had a few people that just really, they've been coming for the past few months, and it's building our audience. It's a lot of fun. I love it. So I hope you'll love it too. Again, this episode, as you will hear, is about the case of the better dragon trainer. Who's the better dragon trainer? Is it Daenerys, Storm Dragon, or Daenerys, I can't remember her last name, Mother of Dragons, or is it Hagrid from Harry Potter? And it's very interesting, the ending. Now, if you guys are interested in this, again, please scope out our live show. Our next live show, and I'm pulling up, is July 16th, and usually it starts at 7 p.m. We might be a little late that day to other events going on, but that's 7 to 7:15 is when we start at Packrat Comics, and please scope it out. And our next show after that is August 20th. So enough of me rambling, enough of me blabbering about. Here's episode 296 of The Good, the Bad, and the Geeky. Judge Jimmy. I yelled at the end. I don't know why. I think that's because I fucked up what I was trying to say. I tried to correct it. Okay. I'm really done talking now. I feel like Joe Pesci. Okay. I'm done talking now. Okay. Episode 296. Here we go. Roll. Now. Okay.
Run the proceedings in this thing. So
Judge Jimmy?
Yeah.
Do we have a case?
You usually are the ones.
Do we have a case? Yes.
Who's better training dragons, Daenerys Targaryen or Miss Hagrid?
I like it. Which one? Nathan.
What do you use to Google?
You're going to Google it. Google. Which side would you like? Who is the better dragon trainer? The hot blonde girl from Game of Thrones. I'm speaking to him, not. Or the big giant guy from Harry Potter.
I don't know.
Which side do you want to take? You know more about Harry Potter or Game of Thrones?
What about Pickup?
I like them both equally.
Bernie comes in.
What? I don't. It's all you.
Nick knows them both. I'm asking which one you know anything
I'm
about.
excited. I can kind of argue both
You
sides.
saw some of the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
You saw
Did you see the first one? Some of it.
Were you complaining during a lot of it?
The Harry Potter movie?
Yeah.
I guess some of it.
Okay, we're gonna go forward anyway. Nick, I will let you choose your side.
Oh, really? I'm gonna go with Hagrid.
Good, you got the game Daenerys. No, I'm just kidding. You got Hagrid. You got Hagrid.
No, you know what?
I was just kidding.
Whatever.
Nick, you have Daenerys. Nathan, you have Daenerys.
I will argue both sides of the case.
No. Stop. You do that half the time anyway. Don't do that.
Yes, I know.
Okay, Nick, opening statements about Hagrid.
All right, Hagrid is a gentle giant, and it's even more fitting that the gentle giant, he doesn't want to rule anyone, unlike Daenerys.
That is speculation to my case.
My opening statement.
You can now start out and belittle my side. I have two
This is
nice
the opening
breasts.
statement.
I
He's
do
interrupting
know
me.
that. I feel this.
He hasn't said anything that's factually correct yet, so objection overruled. Objection
Factually
overruled.
incorrect?
What?
Factually incorrect, you mean?
You haven't said anything factually incorrect.
Okay, thank you. I thought you said correct, so I was like...
If I did, I said it wrong.
You're being mean to our
I'm
He's
just trying to be
doing such a
this is
great job
this is a
of
respectable...
being handsome
The
and
judge,
all-knowing.
his
The only
verdict is
time
the law of the
I
land.
kind of like Judge Jimmy because it's the only time of the month Nathan's nice to me.
I'm like your period.
So when he's
Will you hurry up?
Okay, I'm sorry. He's a gentle giant, which means the animals and beasts that he tame and control, like the dragons or the...
We're talking about just dragons.
I know,
We're talking about Hagrid training.
But Hagrid trains all kinds of beasts and creatures and animals, from the tiniest bug to the giantest, probably a centaur, amongst other things. Just go with me on this one.
Okay.
So, but he trains all
train bugs or centaurs, but okay.
But I thought in the books he befriends all types of creatures.
Yeah.
So from a bug to So and I think that's why he is the best dragon trainer, because there's heart there, and the dragons won't go out of control and kill somebody.
Okay, Nathan, opening statements. Why is Daenerys spent train dragons?
Let me try to remember.
She's a short girl. She's got like white hair.
I know who she is. I know parts of it anyway. I know she has dragon stuff like in her blood. It's in her family lineage. Hagrid has nothing.
Ooh.
Hagrid simply.
Wow, Nathan pulled that out.
Hagrid. I have to defend my. I can't. I'm not supposed to say anything about his case. Right? Something about mine first.
This is just
before
your
I tear
opening
his
statement.
apart. Okay.
Yep.
She actually brings her dragons, I'm assuming, either back from death or from like a coma state.
No, she just hatches them.
Do what? I know, but it's how she hatches them, because the eggs are already there. But they were not able to be hatched. But like, she like does something with fire naked, and like, all of a sudden, like the dragons are born. But I can't see full body at this point. You know, it's a little bit. I'm trying to remember.
You only remember the vividly from the
She's not only trying to take over an empire because she feels that she is, it's Game of Thrones, obviously she is wanting to take over a land that has been stolen or whatever. So she has that on her plate. She's a woman, so no one takes her seriously. And that's back then, so that is not completely incorrect.
Back then in the fictional universe that never existed.
Do what?
Back then in the fictional universe that never existed.
Apparently.
Okay.
But she, is training her dragons, and as they get older, things happen, and like they help her out, and she can communicate with her, like they're her children. Okay, Packrat isn't training his children; he's training just dragons. She's training like sons and daughters, or whatever they are.
That one might be the most coherent opening statement Nathan's ever made. Give him an applause. Nathan, call a witness.
I need a witness, like a good witness. I'll take Marianne.
Okay. The monthly witness, Marianne. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and all that crap?
Sure.
Cool. State your name for the record, please.
I'm Marianne Dean Jackson.
Okay, go ahead. Question your witness.
How's your day?
I'm good.
About the case.
And we're debating on which person is more fit to train,
Yes.
or which person is the
Better trainer.
better trainer. Okay.
is the blood of the dragon. She is born.
Yes.
She cannot be hurt by fire. So even if
That's why her brother got melted and not her. I've only seen little bits. I've seen little bits. Okay, but I remember. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
she trains them, she takes care of them, she loves them, she can speak with them, she's trained them to protect. They protect her because they love her. Mm-hmm. It's not just like okay, I'm your servant, so therefore I'm gonna, you can ride me or stuff. It is more. They do it because they love her, and they're like in that one season where the dragon swooped down and saved her from the horrible riot that was happening, and it just always seems to Drogon always comes to come and save her. It's good. Hagrid, on the other hand, is an idiot.
So
I'm just talking.
while I stall, what you're saying is that Daenerys? Okay, so she has more of a bond with her dragons. It's not just, I went out and illegally asked this person to sell me a dragon egg. I have earned these dragons or whatever, and I have birthed them somehow through Jesus, and I am raising them. I can communicate them. So my question is, can Hagrid communicate with his dragons?
Not very well.
Okay. Does he have... How is his control with his dragons?
Also not very good. I believe they got burnt by it.
And it seems like Daenerys uses... Now, how does she use her dragons? Can you restate that for me? I know they fly above.
Well, she...
Gather food.
At one of the seasons, she used it to take over, to bring down the bad guys and take over. The guy said, I want your dragon. She said, okay, take my dragon. He was on a little leash, and she just said the word Dracarys, and he burned her.
Which they can't do if they're not properly trained. They understand their mind. Okay.
They say Dracarys, fire happens, and poof, people go up in flames.
Nick, would you like to cross-examine the
Now, I haven't finished.
Yeah, you have.
Okay.
You did well, but you're finished.
Am I done? Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Does she really have control of the dragons?
She does.
Really?
Yeah.
Then why did she have to lock two in the basement when they would not listen to her?
Because, no, they were listening to her. It was the black dragon, the black and red dragon. That was the one that was eating small children.
But why was it eating small children? She told them not to do that.
She didn't tell it not to. She just decided that it was... She didn't even...
So you're saying is she let her dragons just run amok and do whatever.
Right.
Until they did wrong. And unlike Hagrid, who keeps them locked away somewhere.
Which is also cruel.
Yeah, but he's not subjecting them to harm, really, and he's not subjecting other people to harm, only himself.
Are you talking about like when his dragons like go out and like almost kill Harry? Something about the Quidditch Cup or something? Like, I've seen them like 5 or 6 dragons are like attacking all these people. Like, look out, Harry! The dragon's gonna kill you.
I'll let you just sort that out.
I know I'm not wrong. I just know it's not quick.
It's like words.
But yeah, so okay. Let me see if I have any other questions. Hold on. But do you really feel she has control of even the big one that came and saved her?
I believe she does, yes.
Okay.
Even the ones that she put away, they willingly did that. And then she like put the collars on them and then had to leave. And now even Tyrion has let them go and let them. So they're still not running amok. So.
That's a conversation for another trial, perhaps. Why it doesn't bite him. At least I feel it's interesting. But I have no further questions at this
Okay,
point.
thank you very much for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick, would you like to call an expert witness? Thank you very much.
Oh, me!
Yes. Okay, does anyone here? Dan the Man Condo. Please take the stand.
For the record, please state your name.
My name is Rumpy.
Rumpy, okay?
All right, Rumpy. All right, so Hagrid, is he a kind sort?
Yes.
All right, tell me actually, so I don't lead you on, tell me a little bit more about Hagrid in your own words, please.
Hagrid is, in fact, a gentle giant, a gentle half-giant, who he has a nasty habit of coming across large and dangerous creatures, but he does raise them under his own care and keeps them. He protects them and keeps them out of the way of the common man, so that no one else is hurt while he is.
And including the other wizards who would probably trap him and maybe kill it, or so do much worse things to it possibly. Use it for potions and spells, correct? Okay, which you could get on what? Where would you be able to get some of those fine stuff, those endangered creatures? Where would you be able to buy those at?
Black market.
Correct. Okay, thank you. All right, now, would you say that Hagrid has a knack for using all his beasts to do any harm to other people with those?
No.
Okay, would you say Daenerys would do harm to foes.
From the
I've watched this in the movie. So I know that's BS.
Daenerys has used her dragons to harm people. In her own defense, she has used her dragons to harm people. But Hagrid would not let his dragons harm other people, even if it was his own life on the line.
Okay. Thank you.
Good, Nathan, cross-examine your witness.
Nathan, please.
No witness.
So I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, give me a second.
So about Hagrid harming dragons.
BS.
Well, I know when you sell things on a black market, why is it a black market? Just so that people are understanding of what a black market is. Because Hagrid is coming across as this like simple, I don't know, I can't think, I don't do anything wrong, which we know he does if you've seen anything. He does a lot of stuff wrong to cover Dumbledore and everything, but that's a later story. So black market means what? Things that you can't, what?
That people aren't just selling on the street, something that someone might keep in their pocket, that they might sell under the table.
Very good, because it is but it is illegal. We know it's illegal. It's illegal for him to buy these animals.
But Hagrid came across the dragon Norbert's egg by winning it from a man in a card game.
Okay, that's one out of how many? How many animals?
Who knows?
But more than 2 or 3.
Probably.
So yes. So Hagrid is not any better.
Yes.
Okay, buying things off of the black market, which is where you get things that you're not supposed to usually get. Okay.
Hagrid is a simple soul.
And I have noticed in one of the movies there's some like 3-headed deadly dragon dog thing
Fluffy.
that Hagrid gets.
Fluffy.
That not only endangers others, but is used to provoke harm. So no different than
That
Daenerys
is
in that
actually
case.
not true. Fluffy was used to help protect the Sorcerer's Stone.
At what
Or the
cost?
Philosopher's Stone.
Okay, so protect a stone. So insert the word parent or something there. Fluffy was used to help protect a mom. Just like Daenerys.
A source of ultimate power.
This kid's almost died from whatever. This kid's almost died. That's done. Let's see.
They almost got hurt because they stumbled upon it. Fluffy was put there to guard it, to protect the stone
in
from
the event
Voldermort.
of something that would happen just like
In the
Daenerys.
event of evildoers.
Okay.
Any final questions?
I don't really know.
Okay, witness is dismissed. Thank you very much, Mr. Cosmo. Nathan, closing statement.
I'm going to have to go first. Next to the one that's prepared.
Fine, Nick, closing statement.
All right. Hagrid does have a lot of creatures, and I do feel that he is a general giant, but he takes care of them and treats them like actual living creatures. He just doesn't lock them up improperly. He does it for the safety of them and for the safety of other magicians, muggles and non-muggles both. I would also further say, in terms of Daenerys, she didn't really raise, she just kind of raised the dragon, but she had never at any point trains the dragon. And there's the difference between Hagrid. Hagrid does train. Daenerys, at least as far as we've seen, does not train them. They just kind of come to her, and that's why I kind of feel she had to lock 2 of them up in the basement, because they just did whatever the hell they wanted. She had no control over them. Because again, she didn't really train them from birth. They were just there, and she kind of let them do whatever until they started harming people, and then she had to go, oh wait, let's follow me, children, and then lock them away.
Nathan, go ahead.
I'm done.
Closing statement.
It's my understanding that with Game of Thrones, we get to see almost like the life cycle of the dragons. I think we get to see them from birth and then adolescence, and I'm assuming I've only seen some episodes up to like season 4. But I know in the Harry Potter movies, you don't get the similarity between raising and training that you do in Game of Thrones. So any mistake that Hagrid has made training his dragons and other creatures, which we see throughout the movies, you don't see that in Game of Thrones because it's more spread out. So to say she doesn't do this or she doesn't do that isn't really fair, since you get like 10 minutes of that with Harry Potter and you get however many hours with Game of Thrones. So that's not really a fair statement to say. You can't say that Hagrid is always a gentle giant, because Daenerys is an effing saint then for what she's trying to do. But you see that both have a bad side side and a good side. So that is hearsay and completely irrelevant to this case. Because they can both be. There's no way you can waver one or the other. That's not fair. Obviously, Game of Thrones is rated mature, so you get away with a lot more. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of love in Hogwarts, or whatever, but we don't get to see it.
So is the crux of the argument that Game of Thrones is nudity?
No, that's all I remember. There's violence, but. It seems that Daenerys means well, and it's even no matter what you train or what you raise, you can't always control what it does. You just have to have faith in the end they're going to do the right thing. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And I don't know, since I don't know, that's all I have.
Excellent.
That's all I got.
Daenerys is definitely the cooler character, and her dragons are cooler.
Just need you.
But she doesn't train them. And any control she has over them is purely by an instinct and a genetic bond. I've read all the books and watched all the shows multiple times, and there's nothing in there that indicates she does any training on them. It's just
Fire and cars.
yeah, then one little second, but in general, there's more of just a bond between them. Whereas Hagrid, while he's not a perfect trainer by any means, actually does spend his life working with the animals and training the animals. And while he has issues, if you're going just by the definition of trainer, I would say Hagrid is the better trainer. So Nick wins this.
We're having a good time until you start up, cheapers! Go have some coffee with cream or something! Because I'll tell you something! This is a happy place!